You wonder why we have a worker shortage. Part of the reason is it's a closed-minded conception of merit that says it runs through four-year college degrees alone. And so I hope the combination of those two things.
I found this giant, awesome rant by Vivek Ramaswamy on the Mike Rowe show. You guys know Mike Rowe from Dirty Jobs. We still watch Dirty Jobs in our house. I'm talking about old episodes all the way back to 2000. Mike Rowe is great. And, we always show our kids, hey, look, it's a dirty job. You should be willing to do that. They are paid well. They are happy. They are doing the work. Welcome to the Doug TenNapel channel. We're here in Exile. This is where the happy patriots hang out, looking for a better day. Is meritocracy dead? Is hard work jobs dead? Does everyone just want to sit here and podcast all day? The kids today, they want to just trade in crypto, work in AI, push a button, product spits out. What happened to the truck driver? How about that? Well, Vivek Ramaswamy, this is a giant rant that he does. I chop it up, but it's funny because Mike Rowe does not get one word in edgewise.
I'm going to be very precise and unforgiving and not mince words with that language. My goal is not to provoke for the sake of provoking, but nor is it to compromise or shave around a message to say it the right way for making it more palatable either. And so I don't know if that's going to be electorally successful. But when I say merit, it's not a dog whistle for anything else other than unapologetic merit.
Okay, so there's the definition is we're aiming for merit. That is just, hey, you earned it, the thing itself. Now, I like his language there where he goes, I'm not going to carve around this. I'm not going to try to go easy on it. It's implied that you're not allowed to defend merit, just what you do, what the product actually is, excellence without, what he's talking about, DEI, diversity, equity, inclusion. Those are all things that have nothing to do with merit. Because say you want diversity on your workforce instead of the most profitable or the most productive workforce. Equity, you want all of them to be equal pay instead of rewarding merit.
If you're in the way of merit, be it an equity-based agenda or otherwise, we're running straight through you. And I think that we're going to be very clear about the fact that the best person is going to get the job again in this country. The best kids are going to get to college again in this country. And the best means different things in different settings. There's not one hierarchy of best, right? The people who are best at a four-year liberal arts college like Harvard that I went to or whatever might be very different than the people who are going to be going through two-year programs learning how to be a welder or a carpenter or a mechanic. And in some ways, part of what we miss in this country, actually part of the mistake of meritocracy or some of the pro-merit camp, there's not one pro-merit camp. Sometimes you get it wrong as you fetishize the one axis of meritocracy, forgetting that there are many axes of meritocracy. And speaking like on a first personal sense, I told you achievement was my ticket to get ahead, but you know what? My path cannot be and should not be the only path in this country.
Well, so he's just given us a warning of, I like how he called it fetishizing, where you only run a student, say, down one track of thinking, and there may be a lot of ways to find value in people.
So I guess like when I think about how do I get that to land in this country, one is without mincing words and without apologizing for it. That's the part that's going to be unsparing. But I think the part that I'm hopeful will allow the message to land more broadly anyway is not attenuating the spirit of what I'm saying by one bit, but to highlight the fact that we might just be short-sighted in the way we think about merit. And there's many ways to be meritorious in this country, but we've fallen into the trap that thinking there's only a one-dimensional axis to actually earning dignity and honor and respect in our country.
The way I think of it is, how are we going to ever get back to rewarding muscular jobs? For instance, let's say that you cut off all of the illegals from picking our fruit, which Nancy Pelosi said, who will pick our fruit? Well, what if you make Americans pick your fruit again? Well, the cost is going to go up for fruit picking, and therefore the cost of fruit is going to go up. So you have to reorganize an entire market around paying for what things are worth instead of just what you got them for under an illegal system.
When in fact there are so many roads that this country at its best ought to or should offer. You wonder why we have a worker shortage. Part of the reason is it's a closed-minded conception of merit that says it runs through for your college degrees alone. And so I hope the combination of those two things allows me to both avoid having to kind of compromise and do like a mealy mouthed, you know, everybody be happyism to the message. I'm not going to do that, but also actually understand the truth of it is that merit is plural actually allows it to reach more people and bring more people along. I guess that's what I'm hopeful for, but we'll find out.
We're going to find out because he's doing Doge, and Doge is going to be merit driven. That is, if you perform, if your institution performs, then you will get your budget. And if it doesn't perform, then you are going to lose your job in the government. It's going to be radical. There's going to be a lot of pain in the movement. And in the long term, it should bring out more stability and profits. I'm Doug in Exile.